Hello and welcome back to another Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord video. As usual folks, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you can get the content as soon as possible, and put any questions or comments below, or any opinions, anything you think I've missed, put that all below please. So in this video we're going to be talking about how to manage your fief and all the kind of little details that are also included in it. So as usual though, if you think I've missed anything or you got any extra points, put them in the comment section below, as I will update videos in the future. So when a fief is newly taken, as in a castle or a settlement and its surrounding villages, because of the siege that has just occurred, and then obviously you've just inherited it through the vote, the food supply of the actual settlement and the castle and the surrounding villages has been completely eaten up during that siege. So this has created a massive food shortage, which then also has a major negative on the actual food stats of the area. Its loyalty, the prosperity, the construction, the security, absolutely all them stats that you see at the top there in the middle, all of them will have a major food shortage negative, which will have knock-on effects, especially to prosperity. And due to them two factors, will then have major implications to stopping you from being able to try and turn this settlement around. So one of the biggest things we need to sort out is the food shortage straight away. So as I've just said, we need to massively improve the food income into the settlement or castle and its fiefs. So I would straight away set up with the daily defaults, the furthest one on the right, the irrigation, to try and start sorting out the food problem. And then once we're all past this, then have it literally sat on the housing, as that increases prosperity, because the daily defaults is a passive stat focus that your villagers kind of like all work towards. So the housing increases prosperity and the irrigation improves food per day. So I would turn it to irrigation first. Let's sort out the food problem, and then we can turn everything towards prosperity afterwards, because prosperity is going to get a major boost once the food is sorted. And then I'm going to put a project on for improving the food supply to the settlement itself. So not only do we need to set that first project to sort out food, we need to then pump money into the little reservoir, which goes directly into funding the projects and boosting the speed of which these get constructed. This is going to take a very long time to turn your settlement around, and it's going to take a lot of money, and don't expect a lot of money back. But the one big way to sort out food shortages at these villages is by going to another big settlement, one in like near area, buying up all its grain, all its food, as much as you can and you could afford to, and then taking it back to the villages and selling it straight back to the villages, or selling it straight back into the settlement. I would do personally, I've done it to each village and the settlement itself, due to the fact of its food shortage is a major one when it comes to the trade. So what the items that you actually see in the trade panel here is the amount of food that's actually available to all the villages in the area. So it's funny enough, this trade panel is not just for you, it's for all the villages as well. So if there's no food in that trade, there's no food in the big settlement. So everyone's going to be starving. So this is going to create massive problems. So if you go around to all the villages, where you see this little icon where it says you can see a pitchfork, and you go to buy products, you sell the food back into the actual village or the settlement. This then allows them to actually have food. You know, they've got an overflow of food, and this is going to temporarily help them. So that temporarily boost is going to help the major settlement, the main settlement. You know, it's going to help turn that around. So there's a lot more food, but this is going to be something you're going to have to keep repeating until you get your projects built, where you know you've got a lot more food supply in the actual castle or the settlement itself. So this is a good big temporary thing until you get the food project sorted first. Once you've sorted the food shortage, That should then help pick up the prosperity, pick up the construction, because at one point my construction wasn't even improving, not even with the boost of revenue, until I pumped a lot of food into the villages and the main settlement itself. So once that construction got sorted out and I focused on the orchards to gain a higher income of food per day, then it was going to have major implications. But once I got that sorted, then the construction will go to normal, the prosperity will start going, you know, into the plus, the loyalty will go into the plus, everything will start turning itself around. And at that point, once you've got all that sorted, you can then line up loads of projects in a row, pump a load of money into that little reservoir pot, as that helps to give bonuses to the construction to get things done quicker. And it's a good way to just be able to queue up projects, get them built whilst you can go away into wars or anything like that. You can leave the area. The settlement will realistically run itself once you sorted out the food problem and you make sure that, you know, all the other stats are in the positive. When it comes to prioritizing the projects afterwards, I would say it really tailors to the current stats of your settlement or your castle. If your settlement or your castle, you know, has a loyalty problem, you need to build the projects that are most likely going to help rebuild loyalty. You've just got to tailor it to what the actual current situation is, and it's going to be completely different from castle to a settlement. But that's the major fact there. You just need to prioritize what you see in the stats there when you read them. Also, another huge thing that I forgot to mention is the fact of, when it comes to wars in your own back garden or when you're next to the front line, one of the biggest things is you really need to be in the area to protect your villages. These villages are a lot more important to the major settlement or the castle than it used to be in Warband. If these villages go down, obviously it's going to have a major effect on your money coming into the settlement. It's going to have an effect on the loyalty, the food, the prosperity, everything. These villages are much more linked into the actual major settlement than it used to be. So that's why this is very important. Good thing is you can also add in a governor to your settlements to help manage things. So that is a plus thing, because some of these they do provide stats and stats boosts. So just have a play with it. That's really what I have to say. Just have a bit of a play with it, see what works. The other thing you may have worked out by now is the more quests you do with the notables that are in your settlement or your villages, the more troops that you can recruit any one time and the better troops that you can recruit. If you are able to have good relations with all of them and are able to unlock all the potential recruitment slots, it makes it a lot easier when you need to mass recruit after taking a defeat. Furthermore, depending on your clan tier level, you can also buy workshops in your settlements, your own settlements. When you do this though, try and tailor the workshop that you're going to buy to what primary production are in the villages that are directly involved into your settlement. So if your village is making grain, it's a brewery that you need to make. If it's, you know, producing silver, it's a silversmith, and so on and so forth. You can find all them type of details in wikis and stuff like that. So like I say, it's going to take a long time to be able to turn around a settlement after a siege, but once you've got everything kind of going into a positive direction, it becomes a lot more easier. Like I say, the only thing is when it comes to a war on your front doorstep, you just need to be in the area to try and help defend your villages, because if a lord tries to loot your village, villages aren't really worth any money anymore. It's more you looting food, and food has become a bigger currency in the actual settlements and the fiefs and everything like that than it used to be. So that is a big deal. So you need to make sure you defend that. And like I say, it's going to take a lot of time, effort and money, but in the end it's going to pay back, because your daily gold is just going to go up and up and up once you started doing more projects and protecting them and helping the prosperity of everything. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like I say, if you think I've missed anything or you got anything extra to add, put in the comment section below. I will update these videos in the future if there's anything changes, or if I think of any better ways to kind of manage fiefs or anything like that. So as usual, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Thank you very much.